Many months into my healing journey, I still wanted everyone to know my betrayal story. I wanted sympathy. I wanted validation. I wanted to blame him out loud to anyone who would listen. I wanted people to see how deeply I had been hurt. And then one day, I caught myself, and I didn't like what I saw. I realized I was holding on to this story, to the pain. I wasn't allowing myself to let go of the pain of this story. I couldn't change what happened, and I couldn't change his choices, but I could choose how I wanted to move forward in my life. And when I stopped holding on to that story, my story, I started to open doors with new possibilities. And that was the beginning of becoming healthier, happier, and free from the past. I'm sharing this with you because after betrayal, there's a stage where you're no longer in shock, but you're not truly healed either. Keep watching, because if you don't recognize this stage, you can stay here for years. I'm Teresa, a certified post-betrayal transformation coach, and I help women and men rebuild trust in themselves after betrayal. Today, we're talking about stage 3 of post-betrayal transformation. The survival instincts emerge, and I like to call it reframing survival, because survival isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's exactly what you're supposed to do. But in this stage, where you think you're healing, you might actually be functioning and not realize that you're stuck. And some people stay here for years, even decades. And I don't want that for you. So let me walk you through what stage 3 really looks like, and why it's so easy to get comfortable here, and how to take your first steps towards real healing, not just surviving. In the beginning of stage 3, you're trying to find solid ground again. You're learning how to be self-sufficient when someone else was supposed to be your partner. You're figuring out how to pay the bills, or maybe you're trying to hold life together for your kids. And most importantly, you're trying to figure out how to take care of yourself. You start figuring out what comes next. You start doing whatever it takes to make it through another day. These are survival skills, not signs of failure. You might find yourself putting up emotional walls because you had to. You may not feel ready to talk about what happened, and you may find yourself pulling away from friends because it's just too overwhelming to explain. You might be keeping your betrayal private out of shame, embarrassment, or even to protect the person who hurt you. So you keep it all inside. Can you relate to that? If this is you, you're not alone. But here's what I want you to know. Keeping it all to yourself may feel safer, but it is costing you the support you desperately need. You are not broken, but that isolation quietly raises your stress level. And unmanaged stress at this stage, if left unchecked, can begin to affect your health in ways you may not even realize. Your body stays on high alert, and your nervous system remains activated. And over time, that stress can cause inflammation, sleep issues, physical symptoms that just come out of nowhere. Your body is keeping score even when your mind says you're fine. And if this is where you are right now, I created 6 audio messages to support you when the anxiety, loneliness feel unbearable. Held is for those 2 a.m. nights when the racing thoughts hit. You'll find the link in the description. Now that phrase, I'm fine, I know you truly mean it. You've built a routine. You've gone back to work, and you might be socializing again. From the outside, you look healed. But from inside, life feels flat, safe. You've built the walls, and nobody's coming in. Nobody's getting close to you again. You're not trusting. You're not vulnerable. And you're not opening up. Because opening up is where the pain happened last time. Underneath it all, you have learned to distract yourself, numb yourself, avoid anything just to get through the day, because it's much safer there. And you feel that this pain is better than stage 1 and stage 2, but it isn't healing. It's still surviving. And this is where stage 3 gets dangerous. It gets comfortable. And when something gets comfortable, we find reasons to stay here. There are hidden benefits to staying in this stage. And I want to name them because I've actually lived some of them. You get to keep your story. You get the sympathy from your story. You get to be right and keep the other person wrong. You get to blame someone and you feel justified. You prevent anyone from ever hurting you again. And you get to stay numb through food, alcohol, social media, shopping, anything that keeps you from truly healing. And I'm not saying this to judge you. I'm saying it because I can relate to these. Sometimes staying here keeps you connected to your past, even if you don't realize it. And sometimes we find unhealthy people or support groups that keep us stuck in this victim role. The walls you build are not weaknesses, but they've kept you safe when you needed them to. But ask yourself, is fine really where you want to stop? There might be a small sliver inside you that is wondering, what could be on the other side of those walls? To move through stage 3, you need to find solid ground again, slowly and gently. So start by asking, what do I need right now? Maybe build your support team You don't have to do this alone. Little by little, you are going to strengthen your mind and redirect your attention toward healing. And it is possible for you. The work is not easy, but every small step you take is moving you from surviving to healing, to living life again. I want to celebrate you for watching this video. That curiosity, that small sliver of wondering what's on the other side, that's important to notice. I know how hard this is. I know how much strength it takes just to consider a different life. Healing becomes possible the moment you become committed to yourself. And I am so proud of you. You have got this. And for those 2 a.m. moments when your mind is racing and the loneliness hits, check out my held audio messages designed to support you in exactly those moments. There's no reading, no writing, just push play. The link is in the description. And if you missed stage 1 or stage 2, I will leave the videos here. Share this video with someone who needs it. And if you're looking for deeper support, I offer one-on-one coaching and resources to help you navigate this journey. Be gentle with yourself. And I will see you in the next video.